Hi everyone and welcome back to the Time channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, which is a routine video, but not just any routine video. If you remember in one of our last videos, we have talked about acne and the different types of acne. Today we will focus on blackheads and whiteheads. I wanted to share you my personal routine to clear blackheads and whiteheads and prevent new ones from appearing. Now, most of us know that most people have dealt with non-inflammatory comedones in their life, and it's not as severe as cystic or nodular acne, for example. However, we still need to give them our undivided attention in order to keep our skin clear and free of blemishes. So let's get right into it. But before we get started, please remember that we do recommend this routine only for 2 to 3 times a week. Otherwise, your skin might be stripped of its natural oils, which is definitely not what we want. So please use caution. All right, let's get started. So one of the first steps that I like to take when I do my blackhead and whitehead routine is to loosen up my skin. And the reason why I do this is because it will be able to absorb the nutrient that I'm about to apply to it a little bit better and for longer. So what I'm going to use is a wet towel with warm water inside. The reason why I'm using the warm towel is just because it's more comfortable for me. However, some people also use the process of steaming, which is just putting hot water, sometimes boiling water in a bowl, and putting your face close to the water without obviously touching it, and then applying a towel over your head to let the steam enter your pores and loosen up your skin. I'm gonna get started. I have very warm towels right here, so you can use pretty much anything, a facial cloth or anything like that, and you can just apply it to your face. You can press the towel or you can just let it rest on your face. You can do it for maybe 5 minutes, even 10 if you really feel like relaxing. But this is a great way to get your skin to loosen up and receive the nutrients better. So I focus on my nose area because that's where I want to focus on in terms of blackhead and whiteheads. But most of the time you will also have them on your forehead and on your chin. So it's also good to focus on those parts. All right. Now that I'm done with my warm towel, I'm going to move on to cleansing. And I'm actually going to do double cleansing. And the reason is, especially at night, you have to take all the day off your face. And because of that, we're going to be using a cleansing oil and another foaming cleanser in order to get it nice and clean for the next steps. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to go with 2 pumps of cleansing oil. And I'm going to first apply it on my skin that has just been sort of steamed with the warm towel. And what you're going to do is just massage. It can be for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. Some people do for 15 to 30 minutes. So it really depends on you and what you actually need for your skin. So I'm going to go in and just do a short massage of 2 to 3 minutes. So what I like to do is really concentrate on the parts that I feel have the most blackheads or whiteheads or are more prone to having them. For me personally, it's going to be my forehead, this area, my nose area, and the sides of my nose as well, and also the sides of my face. I used to have a little bit of acne on this part of my face, but it actually went away. However, I still do see a couple of whiteheads every once in a while, so I try to focus on those parts. And the texture is actually really nice. It's not as greasy, it's still an oil, but it also has this kind of lightweight texture, which I really like. All right, so now that I have finished applying the oil, I'm going to add a little bit of water. So what it's going to do is make sure that everything emulsifies, and that is what is going to take the debris, the makeup, the things from the exterior. So I have a bowl of water here. So as you can see, the texture has become a little bit milky, and this is where you really get all the debris off your pores, and you can make sure to focus on the areas where you need it the most. So for me, it's going to be this area. And then you can finally rinse your skin. All right, so I just rinsed off a little bit of the first cleanser that I had, and I'm gonna go in with a foam cleanser now, and I'm gonna make sure that all the rest of any kind of debris, rest of makeup that there might be on my face are gone with this foam texture. Foamy, foamy, foamy. I'm gonna apply this lather all on my face. It's so soft. This is what I love about routines, is just the fact that you can kind of have like this spa treatment by yourself and just get this time to also relax, which is always good for your skin. So I look a little bit scary, but it also means that it's working. All right, now I'm gonna go and rinse my face and we can move on to the next part. I'll be right back. And let's now move on to the step that we've been waiting for, the exfoliating part. I wanted to mention that there are a lot of misconceptions about exfoliating. A lot of people, especially online and social media, tend to think that more is more, which means that they will use physical scrub and chemical scrubs sometimes very frequently in the week. The more you scrub, the better your pores will be. And we have to be very careful, especially if the skin is sensitive. So let's go through the golden rules of exfoliating. Number 1. Let your product sit on your face a little bit before you start physically exfoliating. That is because your product needs to start penetrating your skin in order to feel the full effects of its ingredient. Then you can gently exfoliate and finish by rinsing. Number 2, 2 or 3 times a week, not daily. Your skin can become very sensitive because of the scrubbing process or the chemical exfoliant, so make sure you keep that frequency. And if you have very sensitive skin, you can even go down to once a week. Number 3, be gentle, especially if you have active pimples, but even if you don't. Being gentle is the key to successful exfoliation. Doing it a little too harshly will absolutely lead to irritation, so be careful and make sure to avoid any open pimples and open lesions that you may have. In my case, for this particular routine, I will be using a chemical exfoliant. I will be using AHA BHA refreshing solution from Purito. I want to try this idea where the exfoliant that I'm using is actually working for me even after I apply it. So physical exfoliants, you will have to pretty much scrub and do all the work, but for chemical exfoliant, that is another way, a more gentle way actually, to let the product work on your skin with all of its ingredients. Especially for nighttime routine, this is perfect because I let the product work all night long, and the next day I can get rid of the new dead skin cell that it has uncovered, and I can reveal fresh and new skin for the next day. I will now gently apply with my pad on the areas where I need the most. And I've been using this for about a week, and it has 7% glycolic acid, which is AHA, and 2% salicylic acid, which is BHA, which I think it's actually quite nice for me. It's quite comfortable and it feels very smooth. So what you can also do if you have very sensitive skin, and instead of rubbing your skin, you can actually pat like this. Make sure to avoid the contour of your eyes. And what is really great about this is that you can just go on about your evening and night, and the product keeps working on your skin. So in the case of a chemical exfoliant, you can also do a patch test before using any new product, just to make sure that it is safe to use for your skin type. And now let's move on to the final step, hydration. When it comes to hydration, the last step is to really feel like your skin is engorged in water and ready for the night ahead. And in my case, I don't like a heavy texture at all. Even though I have dry skin, I really like a lightweight texture that will absorb into my skin and let me be flexible and comfortable all night long. I will be using the Purito Centella and Scented Recovery Cream, which is honestly one of my favorites. So as you can see, it's not a heavy texture at all. And it feels really fresh and it's very dewy looking. So one of the main characteristics of this cream that makes it so lightweight and also very hydrating is the fact that it has 50% Centella acetica as an ingredient in there. That is the main ingredient that gives it its very soothing capabilities. It makes your skin really calm down the irritation. This cream also contains ceramide and squalane, which helps it maintain the moisture into your skin layers. So it's actually a way of kind of sealing in the moisture that the Centella acetica has brought into your skin. If you have oily skin, however, you can always use the cream from Dr. G called the Red Blemish Soothing Cream. So that one is actually more suitable for very oily skin, and the reason is its texture is a little bit close to a gel, so it's kind of like a creamy gel or jelly cream kind of thing. So if you have oily skin, you should absolutely check it out. And this is the end of my Blackhead and Whitehead routine, so let me get you in on this skin. So even though you might not be able to see very close into my skin, I think you can tell that it's a little bit more softer and a little bit brighter. So I've actually been doing this routine for about a week now before we shot this, so I wanted to make sure that it actually worked. And my skin has been feeling a little bit more softer, and it has this sort of unified texture. And I also mentioned that I had some acne scarring, and this side of my face and this side as well are very prone to whitehead and blackheads. And these days I can say that the frequency has significantly reduced, so I'm pretty happy with this routine. I'm probably going to do this consistently for the rest of the month, and I definitely recommend this routine to you. And the reason why I wanted to show you this chemical exfoliation rather than physical exfoliation is to show that there is another way to get rid of blackheads and whiteheads. It takes a little bit more time, but the results are definitely more long-term. Chemical exfoliants go beneath your skin and treat the problem at the source. Of course, you need to keep this up to see the results, and it requires patience and dedication. So guys, I hope this video and these tips and tricks helped you a little bit in developing your own blackhead and whitehead routine. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Have you tried your own routine? Do you have any recommendations? And if you like this video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the Riptime channel, and don't forget the notification bell to be notified every time we post, which is once a week. I'll see you later, guys. Bye! Alright, so I just rinsed off a little bit of the first cleanser, and I'm gonna go in with my second cleanser, which is a foam cleanser.